Hey kids and fellow noticers, today I've gathered you here to ask a simple question. What's been happening to all our stuff? Why do they do it like this? Who paid them to do it like this? And why does our money not seem to matter? From Disney to Bud Light, from car companies to companies that sell shoes and coats, companies that sell computer games, and companies that I don't even know what they sell. What do they all have in common? Today we'll take a trip to the classroom in order to get some better insight and have full proper knowledge on what exactly we're talking about. That's right, because today we're going to look into why things are so bad. Without making fun of anyone in particular, we're not even going to be mean in this video. That's probably a lie. But without further ado.
Some people think you can only love your biological son. I think that's nonsense. I love my black son more than I love my own children.
So by now, all of you are probably aware of the Bud Light scenario and the many tertiary situations that have followed suit afterwards.
So here's to women, because without us, there would be no beer.
And many may have asked the question as to why. It seems as though the reaction to the Bud Light controversy was loud and clear, and although some companies further acted with caution and heeded the obvious warnings that you may get from the situation, other companies seem to redouble their efforts and even create efforts out of nowhere to appease the gang. It almost seems as though no matter what happens in the consumer market, there is going to be an unrelenting push of socio-political viewpoints stuffed down your throat instead of actually trying to sell you an enjoyable product. Now, many of you may not be aware, but those of you who are in the know, those of you who are initiated, terminally online gigachuds, you will know that this phenomenon already has a name. In fact, it already has an entire meme describing it. And that meme would be, of course, burgers.
I didn't do nothing to you. You're just mean because you're British. Yeah, it's because you're from Britain, because you're English people, you're mean. I did nothing to any of you.
Although yes, it's funny in passing, I do believe that the burgers phenomena deserves a bit of deeper insight. Behold, our newest ad campaign. Are you sure this will help us sell more burgers? Burgers? This is, of course, an old Stone Toss comic from all the way back in 2018, which describes what I have been calling the burgers phenomenon. That is, of course, why is it more important for a company that sells French fries and hamburgers to promote gay interracial sex instead of burgers and French fries? And potentially more interestingly for the thoughtful viewers, how is this feasible? How is this financially possible to continue working? Although highly divisive and maybe not the best practice for a business, it is, however, undeniable to say that supporting outwardly some political positions do in fact gain you supporters who agree with you. However, what number is that? Is it 5, 6? With just how careful brands are with their brand image and what kind of things they support, what kind of things they advertise, it's very confusing as to how such polarizing topics continually get brought up. Well, my good friends, this actually leads us on to our first hypothesis. Many have made the astute observation that potentially this Bud Light situation is happening because of a little thing called ESG. Here on TechTarget.com, we can see that ESG is defined as environmental, social, and governance. ESG is a framework used to assess an organization's business practices and performance on various sustainability and ethical issues. It also provides a way to measure business risks and opportunities in those areas. Or, of course, TLDR, Global Homo. And of course, as you all know, there have been always various different NGOs or non-government organizations such as the Human Rights Campaign and other such corporations. However, to fully understand their import in the situation, we have to understand another set of acronyms. This one is called SLL, or Sustainability Linked Loans. Sustainability Linked Loans actually fall under the greater umbrella of ESG loans. From Financer Worldwide, ESG loans, as defined by ETBFSI.com, incentivizes companies' commitment to sustainability by linking the financial terms of a loan to predetermined sustainability performance targets, SPTs, that are measured by key performance indicators, or KPIs. SPTs are also determined on the basis of companies donating to environmental charities or to other ESG projects. Now, on the face of it, this sounds fine. This sounds completely agreeable, especially to the average non-politically active person, but if you have a creative mind like me, the first thing that comes to your mind is 1920s Italian mobsters shaking down a place for protection money, except they were in hot pants. I actually had to use AI to come up with some kind of visual accompaniment for that, and I'm glad I did. Now, the specific financial situation of large multi-billion-dollar multinational corporations is an enigma. I think it's safe to say that, regardless, virtue signaling has become a core part of the world economic process. Despite the shrinking of various industries, the collapsing of the crypto and NFT markets, the increasing hyperinflation, and the sense of doom pervading the world, there is still, in fact, free money floating around here that these companies will continue to suck up until things get really bad. So remember, things are bad when the eggs are $8. Things are really bad when the eggs are $15. But you know everything's collapsing when the dudes don't kiss each other on the screen anymore.